Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Dark Roast. I am Donna Stroll, and I am here with the always lovely and talented Rose Short. And today's topic of discussion is how to protect your affiliate business, to stop the scammers before they start stealing your income. Because scammers aren't just the ones that call the elderly on the phone, right?
Oh no, they are hitting the digital scene hard. And we've seen it. We have a couple personal friends that have had this happen, and we've seen it. Think about the honey scandal last year, right? Like, they didn't intend to scam, but they kind of were. So you got
Yeah,
to
and there
protect
are
your
ones that
content.
definitely have intended to scam, and we'll mention those a little bit later. So, affiliate marketing is thriving, whether, no matter what people say, it is actually a thriving business. But with that level of success also comes the people who try to jump on and scam and steal and create fraud and all of those things. In 2024 alone, affiliate market losses to fraudulent activity were estimated in the billions, right? So, like you had mentioned, the honey scandal. So, and it's not just about fake clicks or bots anymore. Today's scams are getting more and more sophisticated. The more opportunities that we have for the tools that are beck and call, so do the fraudsters, right? So,
Yep.
you've got what do you say? Clone websites, impersonating accounts, deep fake videos. These are all real problems, especially for the creators out there.
Yeah, especially when you are the brand, like it is super super important that you protect that, right? And so we're seeing a lot more companies come or platforms come out with ways to protect your content, and a lot of this is driven from faceless YouTube channels or faceless theme pages, stuff like that, right? So 2023, 2024, everyone was talking about faceless YouTube. Actually, they still are, especially with AI. But using other people's videos on your theme pages and stuff like that. And this goes beyond not giving the creators credit. This is full on copying these creators and making whole new profiles with all of their videos, right?
You see that a
And
lot on TikTok, like
mm-hmm,
massively on TikTok. You have to look and see because you'll get emails or DMs and stuff like that from these people. Like when you click on a link or you click on a video that you liked, you say you like it, then they come back at you and you don't realize that you've clicked on a scam or a fraud or a clone, right? And that's really frustrating.
yeah. So affiliate link hijacking is one of the main things that led to the loss in 2024, and that again was the honey scandal, right? You were clicking on a link and then honey was finding other coupons and things, but it was taking away that affiliate income. And then fake partnerships, this one is huge, especially when you're first starting out on like Instagram. You'll get tons of DMs about, hey, be a brand ambassador for us, do this, and a lot of them it's, you buy one thing you get four free kind of thing, or you pay the shipping, and that's pretty standard. But if they're asking you like to place an order for two items and then you need to order 10 more items but in bulks of two, like then it gets a little weird and you're like, what is this? So fake partnerships is a big one. Make sure that you check the profiles of who's reaching out to you, things like that. And then of course, AI generated. If it seems like the video is AI, which there's a lot more AI tools being used, just make sure you're really looking at it, especially if they're not disclosing that it's AI.
Yeah. And you really do have to look because even when they do disclose it, it's like in like almost invisible text and like 4-point font in the corner and everything else. So it's not always easy to see. And those AI tools are also being used for bad, right? They're using to copy your tone, or maybe they take your face or your voice, and then they create misleading content. You were just talking about that before we got on about one of the creators that you've seen on, was it Instagram?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
talking about well, the guy that got arrested essentially for, was it
Oh
120
yeah,
million
that guy.
dollar scheme? That guy, yeah, yeah. He was talking about his experience with that guy. Just like as a warning, basically. That was before the lawsuit. But one of the guys I follow on Facebook, who's a dog breeder,
Oh, that's the one.
yeah, there's a scam, cloned account of their business, which was basically reaching out to people saying like, hey, I have this litter, I have these discounted puppies, if you send me the money, I'll send you the dog. But it wasn't real. And so he's had a bunch of people going on and leaving really bad reviews on his business page, but it's not him. And so he's released a couple statements saying, hey, this isn't me. But because of that, Facebook has also limited his posting as they're looking into it. And so he's having a hard time reaching people to be like, hey, no, this is not like, we would never offer discounted puppies. We don't do that. We don't reach out. We have a waiting list. Like, we have a whole separate way we do this. We don't reach out on Facebook. Do not believe this. And so it's really impacted not just his business, but also his social media reach.
Yeah, and I'm sure that for people out there, if you are on Facebook or Instagram or even TikTok, you will see creators, some of your favorite creators or people that are even just friends, saying, if you receive a friend request from me or you receive a DM from me, don't respond to it. It's a clone, it's a hack. And so they're not just attacking personal accounts, they are attacking business accounts, which when you're trying to build credibility can be very, very damaging to you and can get you shut down, straight out shut down. Yeah, the guy that you had mentioned, this Ty Lopez, he's all over Facebook right now because he got arrested for running a Ponzi scheme, but he came across as a legit person, like you said, you got the Instagram fellow who was, going in there to do an interview and everything else. And it was just a really creepy kind of situation for him. The guy was trying to data mine him while he's talking to him, and then he didn't get his stuff. So it's really difficult sometimes to know who's going to be your scammer. So that's why you have to be extra vigilant, because this is your business and everything about it is, out there and online, specifically for us who are online marketers, affiliate marketers, digital marketers. We're on there online, which means that we are probably even more susceptible to having to deal with these fraudsters, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then your content, right? So Facebook just rolled out a new protected content feature. So you can go in and choose what videos you want to protect. So this protects the video, the audio, everything. Now, I will say, if your Facebook is connected to your Instagram, it will pop up saying that it has a content match and it's your Instagram. So it's not quite integrated yet with both. But it does give you an opportunity, especially if it's a product that you yourself have created. Maybe it's not just an affiliate product, it's your own digital product. To really make sure that no one's stealing your content and using it to sell something else. Trust is the currency for us, right? We talk about it all the time. Be authentic, don't be sleazy, don't be scammy. And so it takes so little in this day and age to break that trust, especially if someone's cloned your stuff. And that's why it's super important to use these tools. YouTube has one for audio and whatnot, of course. Instagram does as well. TikTok does as well. Like, all of these platforms do have ways to help you protect your content, or at least get notified if someone's using your original audio. And that's why it's super important when it is your original audio to name it. I know a lot of people skip that step in Instagram and even on YouTube, but if you name your audio, it makes it that much easier to prove if it's been taken.
yeah, that's true, because otherwise it's just listed as original audio, which is everybody, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that does matter. And I mean, when you have the ability to do it, you might want to get yourself verified. Now, that's not it's not necessary for you to do that, but it's just one extra step that you can do, especially once your business starts to grow. Because we always talk about start where you are, right? So we understand that maybe right now putting that extra $30 or $50 or whatever towards that verification isn't really something you want to do right now, but it might be something that you do later. And I do believe that they have them on monthly as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. But it's just a little extra level of protection. That's how I know a lot of times with the TikTok, especially, if you're into astrology at all, There's a couple of really big creators on that they never ask for money. They never do any of those things. But if you see a video and you like it, and then you start getting these DMs about, get your personal reading and all that kind of crap, I know right away that's a lie. And then I go and look and go, damn it, right? And then then I report them. So yes, that's the thing that you can do to help other creators as well, is if you see something like that, report it, because these people are damaging to everybody, right? Not just you, everybody. So if you see your favorite creators or people that you just enjoy getting hacked or cloned or whatever, report it. Just make it easier for everybody. Yeah.
And you can turn off remixes. You can turn off the ability for people to download your content. You can turn off Stitch. You can turn off a lot of these features that are kind of allowing people to hack your work as well. But just because you're making it harder doesn't mean they're not going to find a workaround.
Yeah, and I mean, you also have to decide for yourself whether or not you want people to be able to stitch your stuff. I would say no to downloading your content, period. Downloading your audio, downloading your visual, just say no, because there's no reason why they need to download that. Sorry, it's an online world. They don't need to download it. I mean, yes, it makes it easier for them to enjoy it later, but the reality is it also makes it way easier for them to screw with your content. So I personally would say no to that. But stitching and that kind of stuff, I understand why people still want to allow it, because it just gives them an opportunity to promote your stuff even more, because your name has to be on there. Like when they stitch it, your name is on there, right? Your connection is on there. So, how do you build a fraud resistant business? Your tech helps, but real protection also comes from how you run your affiliate business, right? So you want to make sure that you secure your links. You use a trusted affiliate management platform. So there's a few of them out there. If you've never heard of it, research it, right? If you sign up for an affiliate program and they give you an affiliate dashboard that you're like, what the hell is this? By all means, take the time, research it, see if it's one that's common or see if it's one that is very proprietary, and then you have some questions on that, right? And make sure that it does things like offer fraud detection and encryption, right? Because if they aren't willing to pay for the encryption, then that means that they themselves will be hacked, which means that all your customers could end up hacked, which you don't want, right? Because that's going to reflect badly on you.
Yep. And then two-factor authentication, it's annoying. I hate it, but I've had to use it multiple times now. I was getting alerts at like 3 a.m. that my email was, sending fraudulent activity. And I was like, and it wasn't even my business email, it's just one of my normal emails. But that'll help secure, your Facebook, your Instagram, all those. Also, video calls on Facebook is a way that people are using to scam your friends or to hack your account. So do not answer the calls, because they'll record you when you're trying to answer. And then if they can hack into your account, they'll message your friends saying, hey, I'm trying to call you. I need help. I need money, whatever. And then they'll use that recorded bit of you answering to make it look like they're trying to call whoever it is. So be really careful.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I had a friend lose her Facebook account that way a couple of years ago. And she's flat out lost it. Like it's a different name. It's a different profile. It's everything.
That sucks, monkey butts.
Yeah.
And you also want to make sure that you keep your contracts and your proof. So any brand partnerships that you do, you want to make sure you've got some form of written contract, and, track your communications through official emails, not DMs. Although if you're going to do DMs, make sure you screenshot everything. Screenshot it and save it, because the screenshots will have timestamps on them and stuff like that. But try to move that over to email so that there is an actual back and forth that you can really keep a track of. I always say document everything and save those emails. Save those emails until that partnership is done, gone, moved on. You're happy with how it ended, or, whatever, and you've moved on from that. Keep that information, because you never know when you're going to need it. It's important to have those, that it's for your own safety. Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And this is also why we say diversify your income, right? Like if your one income stream gets hacked or gets, like the honey theme misrouted, um, that's going to be huge for you, right? Because suddenly you're going to lose sales and you might not even know why. And so
Yeah.
you're out here making content, you're busting your butt, in the wee hours of the morning or whatever before your 9 to 5 because you're trying to escape your 9 to 5. And all of your hard work is being hijacked. Like, that's not fun.
Yeah.
So, if you have multiple income streams and one gets hacked, then you can look into that one, but you're still at least getting paid for everything else.
Yeah. And, that also gives you an opportunity to show that your trust level. If one gets hacked, you can come on and say, I've been hacked. This is an issue. Like, we're working on it, while your other ones are still going. Everything else is still functioning fine. I apologize for the inconvenience, and so on and so forth, because you're not going to lose your trust that you've built with all those other programs as well, right? So
Mm-hmm. And this is
it's,
again where, like, I did a video on it this morning. Keeping your email address integrity is super important, right? Like, everyone wants to build their email list quickly, but if you're building a list with crappy traffic or with people who aren't actually engaging, you're just hurting your integrity, your email integrity. So, like,
yeah.
all of these extra steps, like, they seem, annoying at the time, or maybe it feels like you're falling behind because you're doing all these extra steps, but it's going to help you in the long run.
Yeah. The setup in the beginning is always going to be tedious, and it's going to feel like you're pouring in hours and hours and hours of work into something that's obviously not paying you, right? But this is the stuff that's going to save you on the back end. And this is the stuff that's going to help you make money later on, whether it's automation or it's protecting, it's security or any of those kinds of things. All that stuff in the beginning is hard work, but it's your foundation. So that even if you switch businesses or switch programs or anything, the foundation is already built for you. And it's going to save you all that hassle in the long run. So, yeah. Now, what do you do if you do get attacked, right? Because it happens, right? So even if you've got the best defenses out there, no one's immune. I mean, we've seen it in the last 2 years, huge companies being taken down for days at a time and being, they've been hacked, they're being held ransom, for stuff. And it's a pain in the ass. Like, even my husband's company, they got hacked and they were held for ransom. And it's like a whole US wide situation, right? And it caused a lot of problems for them. You're losing the big companies, sometimes they're losing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So first thing you want to do is make sure that you document everything. You take screenshots, you do the URLs and timestamps of all the fraudulent activity. If people are coming to you, ask them to give you the information, what they came up against. If they have screenshots, send them to you as well. Ask them that they'll be willing to, stand up, like if they need to, provide backup for you, username, that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And of course, report it quickly, right? Don't wait. Even if you're not 100% certain that it is fraudulent, still go ahead and report it just in case.
Yep.
Almost every platform has tools where you can report these kind of things. Now, nothing may be done for some of these things, especially if you're reporting for somebody else. But still report, and report fast, because if they get enough reports, then they have to look into it.
Yeah. And then you want to make sure that you're communicating very clearly and transparently. You're letting your audience know what happened. A short, honest post saying, there's a fake account pretending to be me. Please report it. That's super helpful, because that's going to get everybody. And if you have the URL, post that as well so that people can go there directly and then report it. That will get it taken down actually fairly quickly. And that can go, if you can do it fast enough, then you're good. I always remember my eldest son, took forever to get on Facebook. Finally got on Facebook. I helped him set up an account. Within 24 hours, he was cloned. And all the people that were on his friends list that he was pulling up, this person that cloned him, were, they were just people. So I went and I reached out to every single one of those people because it was a brand new account. I went and reached out to every one of those people and said, hey, this is not the guy. This is actually my son. And like, I put on my full mama bear attitude because I was like, how dare you clone my son who's only been on this stupid program for like 24 hours. But, if you can, do it, right? And then also that's an opportunity for you to also reach out to the people who they may have already added to their friends list. If it isn't absolutely bonkers, to reach out and say, hey, this was a fake account. I'm being scammed. Just so that you can let people know.
Yeah. And you can notify your brand partners too, right? As terrifying as that might sound. You can reach out to them and be like, hey, just so you know, like, someone's been using my stuff to like sell this other thing, because maybe they're using it to talk bad against the brand partnership that you have, right? Maybe they're taking your stuff and doing like a comparison and tearing down the brand that you're actually promoting, which is kind of an extreme example, but it still gives them the heads up of, hey, there's this going on. This isn't me, by the way. Or if suddenly there's a suspicious uptick on your links, maybe, or, uptick in DMs that they're getting, then maybe they can kind of, trace it back and not kill your partnership or your friendship with the brand.
Yeah. And the other thing too, is if somebody's stealing your stuff to sell under their own, they've got their own affiliate link, but they're using your stuff. You can reach out to your brand partner and say, hey, they're basically cloning my account and selling via their own link. I'm not getting anything from this. If your brand partners actually care about the people who they're working with, they're not going to want that either, because that's going to be a blemish on their account as well, that they're allowing that kind of fraudulent behavior. So. And then you want to learn and update. We always talk about, never stop learning, always make sure that you're on top of things. Each incident is going to teach you where your weak points are, right? If somebody's chipping away at your wall and one area is extremely susceptible, that's an opportunity for you to shore that space up and do a little bit more to make sure that you've got everything pretty well secure. And it's okay to ask other people too. Right? Like if you are brand new, ask somebody who's been in for a while, well, what do you do? How do you do this? How do you protect yourself from that? Because, as long as there's somebody that you trust, that's what mentorship is all about, right? It's about helping you be the best that you can and to grow within whatever it is that you're doing. So reach out to people. Don't be afraid to do that.
So that wraps it up. I mean, fraud is probably going to get worse with AI, I would say, just because it's a lot easier. They've got a lot of access to a lot of tools that make deepfakes and things like that. 30 years ago, deepfakes were hard. Now they're pretty easy, and some of them are really realistic. A lot of people get to the point where like they don't trust anything on the internet anymore because our media is not always telling the truth. And now, there's a lot of the AI videos are really good. Like Sora is scary good, right?
Yeah.
So, this is, again, like we say it all the time. This is where being authentic and being real is super important. That doesn't mean you can't use AI. That doesn't mean that you can't have fun with it. But it does mean like it's that much more important that you're just real with your audience and your followers and your fans and your friends or whatever you want to call, the people that you're connected with online. Like, it's so important.
Yeah. The authenticity is what's going to help you, and also going to help you in the sense that if something bad happens, you'll have a larger community to back you up. If you can be honest and direct with them, don't try to hide it. If somebody's coming after you, don't try to hide it. Put it out there. Say, let people know, because they will rally behind you and try to help you out if you've built that trust and authenticity in the first place, right? So next week.
Yes.
So next week, we're going to talk about something that we don't actually talk a whole lot about, and that is affiliate marketing at live events. Okay, because there's a lot of live events that we could go to, or that you could even create or go to and speak at on your own behalf if you wanted to, like your library, local library does stuff. You can do those kinds of things. So we want to talk about strategies for conferences, expos, and networking, because networking is a big part of it. And it's not necessarily, it's not all Amway.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just that, networking is a big part of affiliate marketing, because the more people you know, the more opportunities there are for you to expand and grow and learn, and also have, more customers. So that's it. That's all, my friends. I hope you guys have a good Friday. Bye. If you found this helpful, please drop a comment, share, and hit that subscribe button. Your feedback is super helpful in growing this channel.
And of course, if you have any questions or if there's any specific thing that you would like us to talk about, drop that in the comments too. Happy Friday!
Happy Friday, everyone.